Family, what's good? It's your brother God Science up in here. Another beautiful morning, hot ass morning. It's not even 9 yet and the shit feels like 90. Anyway, gonna do a little plus bill. I saw a live stream. It was out for a couple of days, but it was actually a live stream done with Sonetta and Polight, some dude by the name of G Consciousness, and Lex Vortex. I don't know. Oh my god. Now, I don't know these brothers and I don't want to talk shit about them. You know, it's not my personality. So respect to all those brothers, but I got to chime in on this. It's just basically like a plus build. I couldn't be on the live stream with them and I was watching that live stream and I wanted to I was screaming at the fucking computer like, what the fuck are y'all talking about, man? So I said, let me make a fucking live stream and get that shit out. You know, we can't hold in the stress. Well, it's not stress, but the frustration. Now, I loved exactly what Sonetta said at the end of this live stream, which was Lex Vortex believes that, you know, he believes in Jesus Christ, but you don't have to believe in the Bible. And that is one of the most confusing statements I ever fucking heard. Because as we know, Jesus is one of the main characters of the fucking Bible. I mean, we can argue the Old Testament, but you know, there's pastors that said he's mentioned in the Old Testament. You know, not as the name Jesus Christ, but of how he was coming. So I don't get this stupidity shit right there. Then, of course, they're trying to tear down Egypt, and I'm not gonna be biased. As people watch my channel, they know how I feel about Egypt, Kemet. But I tell you this shit. You know, he's trying to tear down fucking Egypt. And I think Polite asked a great fucking question. We know that man was created thousands, if not fucking millions of years ago, right? Before the fucking Bible. So why would God make man and leave him without the Bible for thousands of fucking years? And then all of a sudden the Bible is made, but now we need the Bible now. The shit makes no fucking sense. And I'm not screaming on you Christians out there, but a lot of y'all doctrine doesn't make no fucking sense. And it's funny to see how these dudes will jump around left or right, buck dance, do whatever to do just to fucking not answer the damn question. And it's frustrating. I cannot debate a fucking Hebrew Israelite. Well, you know, my uncle is one. It's not about tearing down what they believe. It's about you bringing that type of doctrine in a debate, claiming that you can prove it, but then you can't really prove the shit. You know what I'm saying? And then this dude by the name of G Consciousness, your name needs to be changed, bro. Nothing about you sounds like you're conscious. You're talking about the law. And I know Polite was holding back. I would have probably just left the fucking, because it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? The Bible is not all law, but he's talking about fucking laws. I don't even know how to fucking break down what he was saying, because the shit, you know, I seen people was clowning him and I was fucking clowning him too. I wasn't really clowning. I was like, Sonetta, why the fuck do you have this dude up there amongst? I mean, I give Divine Prospect. He is a scholar. Polite, we know the damage that Polite can do. Lex Court Votex. I'm not gonna disrespect that brother, but I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. The only thing that I agree with him is when he said consciousness. You know, you can't measure or, you know, or touch, taste consciousness. I understand that. But oh my God, what a fucking. And Sonetta was right. You know, I'm gonna just end the video off right here. Sonetta was right with one powerful point. The the God in the Bible, the God in the Bible, is very confusing. I heard a video by the name by y'all know the brother by the name of Bobby Hammond. He's a legend in the community, right? I watched a video that this brother had, which was called Shadow Realm. I guess it says Lessons on the Dark Side. And in this video, he claimed that it was all backwards, that God was one of the biggest murderers and liars of the God of the Bible, and that it was twist. I mean, that's one of the most heavy fucking videos that I ever seen. Maybe I'm not as advanced to comprehend that, but you got to understand, coming out of a Christian background, that shit was like, oh my. I mean, Bobby was saying some shit that had my head twirling, like. But when you really sit down and you think about it, he might be fucking right. He might be right. We don't understand this God in the Bible. He gave us will, then he tell us don't think. And the number one thing I have heard, sorry about that sunlight, y'all. The number one thing I have heard from being in the Christian community is you better not question, else you're gonna burn in hell. You better don't question God, just fucking believe. And I think that's one of the most telling signs that something is fucking wrong with that damn doctrine. Now, I'm not saying everything is bad. There's Christians out there that's helping feed the poor. There's Christians out there that communities for people that don't have homes, homeless shelters, things like that. I remember one of the days when I was doing bad in my time, I remember I went to them to get help for food. So I'm not shitting on all Christians. I'm not doing that. What I'm talking about is the doctrine. You know what I'm saying? You're coming in a doctrine and you're trying to bring this up against Egypt. I don't know why people don't want to give Egypt the props that it deserves. It's every fucking where. You cannot escape Egypt, bro. And I'm talking from my studies. I'm not just repeating niggas that's talking about Egypt. I find it every fucking where. You know what I'm saying? The other day, like I mentioned, my uh, my uncle is a Hebrew Israelite, and I mentioned, you ever heard of Mayat? And of course, he said, "Oh, Mayat is a god of Egypt," which he doesn't really understand Mayat, and he has nothing to do with that and all this shit. My point is, these things, it existed way before the Bible existed. And these 42 laws of Mayat, you can see the similarities in the Ten Commandments. I'm sorry, I see that. But my point is, they never want to give Hebrew their props. Now, Divine Prospect, I think he's different, where he's a scholar and he sees that Egypt is a lot of places, and he admits that, and I gotta give that brother props for it. You know what I'm saying? But I just had to you know say something on this live stream. Whew, I never met a live stream that got me pissed. Like, Sanetta, you need to cut that dude and that dude's fucking, because they wasn't making no fucking sense. All right. And when Polite asked them that question of man being born thousands of years before the Bible, why did God wait all those, he let man be born? And to me, I guess they was doing good. And then he said, "Oh well, you know what? See, that's what I'm saying. He leaves them without guidance for thousands of years, and then all of a sudden he said, you know what? I'm gonna give y'all some guidance. I'm gonna bring the Bible the fuck out of here." Anyway, what you guys think about that live stream? It's your brother God Science. Like I said, I ain't mean to offend any Christians, but that dude G consciousness, I will eat him up alive, and I'm not a fucking debater. Peace, man. Y'all stay safe.